Now I want to get you to things in Iran with those strikes today against U.S. bases in Iraq and Qatar. Iran's state media is calling the missile operation Annunciation of Victory. The move is the apparent response to U.S. military strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities over the weekend. Natalie Brand has more now from the White House.
Right around the time President Trump was scheduled to meet with his national security team, news broke of this retaliatory strike. A U.S. official confirms that Iran launched short and medium-range missiles targeted at a key base in the Middle East, Al Udeid. About 10,000 troops there are sheltering in place.
The government of Qatar has confirmed it intercepted a missile attack on the Al Udeid Air Base outside Doha, the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. A senior Trump administration official says the White House and Department of Defense are closely monitoring potential threats to the base. The move follows a U.S. strike on 3 Iranian nuclear facilities over the weekend. Satellite images show what President Trump describes as monumental damage to the nuclear sites.
We devastated the Iranian nuclear program. But it's worth noting the operation did not target Iranian troops or the Iranian people.
But Iran's army commander-in-chief warned the U.S. will receive a, quote, firm response. President Trump signaled he's still interested in diplomacy, but warned of further action if Iran targets the U.S.
If peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the U.S. is ready to meet with Iran. The Trump administration says the goal of the United States is not regime change.
I think the president has been very clear that we are not interested in protracted conflicts in the Middle East.
But this social media post Sunday is muddying the waters as the president asked if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change?
But if they refuse to engage in diplomacy moving forward, why shouldn't the Iranian people rise up against this brutal terrorist regime? That's a question the president raised last night.
Ahead of Iran's retaliation, the State Department warned U.S. citizens in Qatar to shelter in place.
Diplomatic sources tell CBS News the strike by Iran appears to be calibrated. And while experts say Iran has been weakened by its conflict with Israel, several U.S. bases in the region remain on high alert. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.